now comes the good stuff. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of background. Okay, so there's some common myths that especially that nice guys carry around with them about attraction, about what women want, about about bad boys versus nice guys. So I wanted to give you guys kind of a little bit of background about that. I see you taking notes, so great job. So now we're actually going to get into like the nuts and bolts of attraction. So in my experience, attraction happens in 6 stages. Okay, the first stage being demonstrating social value, right? So demonstrate. You probably have heard a little bit about this, a little bit about demonstrating social value. I mean, it's both. It happens in both the approach world and it also happens in the pickup world. Okay, it's called like DSV or DSHV, displaying high social value, DHSV. Like I DSV'd and that girl and she gave me an IOI, right? So, it's a very common term. So a lot of terms that came from pickup, they've come to approach. I think that personally that pickup has actually evolved into approach. I think a lot of guys are starting to learn that, as they started getting better with women and they started to experience abundance, that all of a sudden they started going, oh, and look, I'm actually learning something about myself here, and oh, I can, I actually have more confidence. So I think it's kind of evolving. Pickup is evolving into approach. So today, like I said, we're going to focus more on the first 2 stages here, and we're also going to practice it next week at the workshop. And the stages that come later on, there'll be more classes for these later on.
These steps are not linear, right?
They're not linear?
Yeah.
Actually, surprisingly, yeah, they are linear. I mean, you can't just jump. Well, some guys can jump right to seduction, but you got to be like a master ninja.
So what I mean is, I think about stage 5, unless you're a good leader, how would you have the confidence to build rapport?
Actually, that's one stage 5. I think that the focus happens more after the seduction, but you're right. A lot of leadership can be right from the very start. If you start displaying leadership right from the very start, then you're going to be highly successful. So yeah, leadership is the one where that's just to me where it actually fits in. But it is something to me that you should do during the entire interaction that you have with any woman or any person, in fact. So today we're going to focus more on stage 1, stage 2. We're going to touch a little bit on 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Okay. But the reason I want to go over these today is because I know, look at that guy. So this is basically the stuff that we're going to be practicing next week. Now, I don't want to throw all 6 stages of it at you and then take one workshop, because you guys will just be completely overloaded and we won't have enough time to really focus on this stuff. So I want to focus primarily on the first 2 stages today. Okay. So when does attraction start for women? Okay. So yeah, I've heard many things on this. It's like, well, it's about as soon as you talk to them, right? Or as soon as you walk up to them, right? Or as soon as you say hello, my name is David, right? No, it happens long before that. It happens as soon as you walk in the room, right? And I've seen this so many times. I've gotten used to the way women check guys out. It's like they do it in their peripheral. Almost, it's like, or they're really sneaky about the way that they'll check you out, But they can do a split second, they could just kind of boom, and then boom, you've already been judged. That's it. They make one quick look at you, and it's like, okay, bam, I know everything there is to know about this guy, right? So and that's the first impression stage, right? And first impressions are extremely important. It's not a death sentence. Right? If you don't make a first impression, with a lot of women you get second chances. I've even had some third chances, right? But why make it hard on yourself? To me it's just always good to make a good first impression, right? If you make that good first impression, then you just made it so much easier for yourself, for every woman in the room, every guy in the room, everyone, bosses, waitresses, everyone. So okay, so I went over all this stuff. Okay, so yeah, again, in the pickup world, this is known as demonstrating social value or demonstrating high social value. in approach, it's the same. It's the same thing basically, except for, well, it's actually exactly the same thing. So what determines social status? Okay, social status is determined by how you behave around other people, how other people behave around you, and more importantly, how you treat yourself. So everyone know who this guy is?
For real?
John Lennon? Wow! You guys don't know Jeremy Renner?
Oh, that's who that is. Okay.
Yeah, you guys don't know Jeremy Renner?
Yeah, Hurt Locker.
So yeah, Hurt Locker. He's also one of the Avengers, right? So I put this one up here because I mean, wow, this is a beautiful demonstration here of body language. I mean, this is really high social value. Can you guys tell me why?
He's making them all laugh.
Yeah, the way he's
Yeah.
He's just leaning
Everyone's
back and
focused
everybody's
on him.
like,
You see how everyone's leaning into him, and he's just kind of like, yeah, come to me, right?
he's standing back a little.
Yeah, he's just kind of standing back. He's got this really casual like stance to him, like yeah, he's relaxed, right? I mean, he's smiling, right? He's definitely smiling. So also, I want you guys to notice the way that he's facing everyone. Is he facing them directly, like all three of them, right in front of him?
No.
No. What is he doing? He's standing off to the side, right? So this is very important, right? This is really important. When you stand in front of someone like this, it conveys, it can convey like too much, right? So he's just kind of relaxed. He's just kind of standing off to the side, and he's like, hey, how's it going, right? So to me, this is like textbook. This is textbook body language right here, right? If you guys could take just one snapshot of how you should be around other people, this is it, right?
Seems like a lot of this is nonverbal.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, most of it is it's nonverbal. I've heard that studies say that as much as 90% of our communication is nonverbal, right? It's about the way that you stand. It's about the way that you look at someone. Do you look them in the eyes? Do you have a nice warm sense about you? It's about your energy. How's your energy? It's
I've heard the term vibrational frequency thrown out a lot.
Yes.
I don't know what that means exactly, but
you don't know. I'm going to explain it to you.